welcome to Two Queens and Crystal Things, the podcast where we are on some manifest your life,
Come on now.
shift your mind, and raise the consciousness type of shit.
Oh, shut your mouth.
I'm Christy.
And I am Mia, and you can consider us your spiritual girlfriends. Hey, y'all.
Y'all, we got some discussing to do today.
Okay. So, our last episode, you guys, real quick, we provided, we did an energy uptake pulling. We just used various oracle decks, and we were pulling on the collective energy, and it was a very different episode for us. Mm-hmm. We got some really positive feedback, and if you guys like it, we'll consider doing another one. And as always, thank you so very much for tuning in. Also wanted to do a quick thank you for those who donate via Buy Me Coffee. And today we're going to shout out Simone.
Thank you, Simone.
Hey, girl. We appreciate you. We like to, shout out a donation, some of our donators. So I really appreciate you, Queen.
Yes, thank you.
And again, if you would like to support the show, get a shout out, you can do so through our Buy Me Coffee link. We really appreciate you guys' time. We put your energy returned to us. Mm-hmm. In that way, it is our intention, and the energy that we put out is, for our community to help themselves.
Yeah.
And by the way.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to say now, please follow us on IG, you guys.
Yeah, y'all follow us.
At Two Queens.
We want to hear from you.
Crystal Things on IG. We love hearing from you guys. We respond to our DMs and messages. Mm-hmm. We always get we're meeting some really interesting people that way. So please follow us if you are not. Yes. So what are we talking about today, Christy?
Okay. So today is a topic that, it's funny because when we were talking about this episode, I was like, did we talk about this before?
Right.
Well, we can't remember, but we don't think we did. So anyway, we're gonna discuss again. We're going to discuss and go in a little bit further today. So let me ask you all, because so much has been happening, just energetically. Have you all ever, lately, have you been feeling just mentally off? You've been feeling maybe emotional, physically challenged. Maybe you got some aches and pains that just came out of nowhere, and there's really no reason, no rhyme or reason why you might feel that way. I know I have. I've been all over the place. But many of you all who listen to this podcast are aware that we're living through a major transitional period right now, energetically on Earth. And this is when humanity as a whole, we are beginning to awaken to a higher level of consciousness.
Mm-hmm. Love this.
Yep.
So, we don't want to go too far left.
Yeah.
Too far out there. But the frequencies and energies that are pouring into Earth right now, that are shifting and changing, can cause some discomfort for us spiritually, but also affect us physically. Yes. Affects our bodies. So many of what we may feel in our bodies are due to the results of holding on to limitations and resistance in the mind and the body. Mm-hmm. And I think there are a few things happening right now, collectively.
Yes.
That are affecting us spiritually, emotionally, that too, and physically. Mm-hmm. There's timeline shifts, you guys. We are, you'll hear people talk about, we're moving from 3D to 5D, and whatever language that you want to describe what it is, but I want to simplify it so that everybody can get an understanding of this. We are presented with an awesome possibility. This, you can choose how you want to live your life.
Absolutely.
And spiritually and energetically, the timelines are shifting. So, a lot of people, we're at crossroads.
That is true.
You're going to go this way, you're going to stay this way, you're going to go that way, or you're going to, so when we are making those shifts, I know we've hit on this before, it does affect us. And then the other thing is energetic alignment.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah.
So people, as we mind our own energy, because, that's the energy you need to be minding.
Nobody else.
Nobody yours. We are becoming aligned. So even here's the awesome thing, and a little bit of a scary thing. even if you're not intentional with the energy that you are putting out and that you are taking in, you're still aligning. So when we say this before, if you want some bullshit, BS is coming in, right? But if you are, so be conscious and intentional with your own energy, because the alignment is real and happening, like right now, today, every day.
That's true. I'm happy you brought that up.
Yeah.
So, okay, so let's go back a little bit. So what does this mean? So people like to use the term ascension. I don't know if that word necessarily resonates with me.
It's
because it's almost like it makes it seem like you're higher than everyone else, and that's not.
And you know, time, you know, is not linear,
right?
And this world, so I feel it's what's that thing called, Christy? The
spiral.
Yes. I can't think of the Fibonacci spiral.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I see it as we're going to different spots in that spiral as opposed to ascending up. But go ahead.
Right.
But it's a good way to describe it.
So we'll just use ascension. So what exactly does it mean? So, and I'm trying to break this down so that it's kind of just palatable and easy for you all to take in and understand. But it means that you're becoming lighter, your vibration is increasing, and you are expanding consciously. And again, we are spiritual beings living in this human existence. Our bodies, as things are shifting energetically, it's also impacting our bodies, our human physical bodies. So a huge part of this process is releasing and transforming density in our physical body. So Mia and I had this conversation a while ago, and we might have said it in one of the episodes, but Mia made this really good point, and I want to share that again. She was like, think about when your phone is going through an upgrade. You know, when your phone is going through an upgrade, you have to put it to the side. Like, you can't really use it. It's, you know, it might be a little off before the upgrade. You know, it's like before the upgrade comes, sometimes, you know, the phone
is slowing down.
Right. Yeah. It's like things are just acting weird. And that's, to me, I feel like that's a great analogy to how our bodies also are going through the same process.
It's like a software update. You guys.
So many of us are going through a software update, and let me know. I'm really curious. Have you all been feeling it lately? I would say starting like February, March. I've been feeling like just off, but we'd like to hear from you.
I was about to say, you know, we've discussed this. That I feel like I've been transitioning, transforming for quite some time, and I feel like for a long time.
Yeah, you for real. Yeah.
It was that right before, it's like, you know, I felt like I was wonky. Like my phone, my phone went to hang up, like that type of thing is happening. It was happening with me. And then when it's like, oh, here's the upgrade. And you would think, oh, finally some relief. Like this is what's going on. That upgrade process is a thing.
So what comes with the upgrade? What happens after that? And I think this is going to be different for everyone.
Right.
But almost, okay, so like a phone.
Right.
You have more access. You might have access to different apps that you may not have had access to before. I feel like that's
Things
something
work
too.
a little bit faster.
Yep.
To the way that when I think of, and I'm just speaking for myself, clarity.
For sure.
And there's a piece, there's this, a different level of confidence in what I know, see, hear. You know, I don't doubt myself as much where it's like, wait, did I hear that? Is that real? I would do a lot of those type of things sometimes, and now I don't question it. So think about it. It's my spiritual, physical, and emotional selves have aligned.
Yes.
And so I think I used this analogy before, like the queen in me, the warrior in me, they come together. And like the queen, the warrior, and the alchemist, we're on the same team. Where before it's like the alchemist is over there doing her thing, the queen is over here doing, and the warrior is doing. Now we're like, wait a minute, hold on. we're a team.
Right.
This is a threesome.
Let's work smarter.
Let's work smarter, not harder. So there is alignment there. You know, the warrior works for the queen. Mm-hmm. So my warrior within me is working for my queen self. And my alchemist is creating the energy for us to work. Girl,
I love that.
Yeah, it's and it's still aligning, but at least I know what it is now.
Right.
You know, I can put some words to it. So.
And then I will say too is, you know, sometimes when these symptoms come up, they just come out of nowhere. Like, it was like I was healthy yesterday, so why all of a sudden am I like really tired, or I feel like I was hit by like a dump truck, or you know, I feel like I've been dragged, or I'm just not feeling well, or you know, it's just like weird things pop up. It's like, where did this come from? So if something comes in real quick and then also leaves quickly, it's like, okay, what is that? So we're going to discuss like how to deal with these energetic changes. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that we've talked about before is like really go with the flow, like be like water. Don't resist, because resisting is just going to make it harder.
It makes it so much more difficult.
And it's going to make it more painful. Like, just go with the flow.
Acknowledge.
Right.
And I think this is something very human that we do. You get a headache or something happens, you know, if it's a medical issue, we might ignore things for some time. We're saying acknowledge what is happening. It's like, I don't know why I'm crying right now,
right,
but there is something. And maybe I won't know what it is, but let me acknowledge it and just allow it to happen, because when I'm fighting it, I'm hurting myself. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's a good, would you say go with the flow.
Go with the flow. Be like water.
There you go.
Like Bruce Lee said, be like water. Just go with the flow. The path of least resistance is just, it's the best. Ooh. And I know it's hard.
Yes.
Because I'm one of those people that like to push through things. Just rest whenever you need to rest. Just go with the flow.
I think one thing is, so we're moving from our fated life, our fated, F-A-T-E-D, fated life, into our destined life. And the way that I look at that is, your fated life is the programming.
Yes.
That's a good point. The things that we have been programmed to believe about ourselves, about this world, about who we are, about what we're capable of, and kind of that reactive life, where it's just like we allow life to just happen to us, and we respond. It's like action response, right. Action reaction. That's the fated life. Like this is what's beautiful. Oh, okay, well let me go run over there instead of understanding the beauty of yourself. Yeah. And we're moving into our destined life, where it's like a lot. I mean, it's a lot of people, you guys. People are standing in their SHIT. Like, wait a minute, hold on. I didn't come here for this. I did not come here for this. I'm not. And when you start to, anytime you are making a transformation in your life, where you are literally changing the way you live your life. I'm not talking a body transformation. I'm saying, oh, you lost. No. I'm talking about the way that you live and believe and think and see life. It's beautiful, but it's painful too.
Especially,
there's always that grief.
Right. Especially if you are coming into a new awareness.
Ooh.
It's almost like that old paradigm is, you are putting it to death. And there is that grieving process where you are like, man, like I'm...
And then you're questioning yourself too.
Right. So that's another thing too. So I was reading somewhere of this woman that was talking about her daughter was going through the awakening process, and she was starting to have these energetic upgrade symptoms, and the mother thought that she was having a mental breakdown. They thought that she was schizophrenic, so they took her to a mental facility. They had her checked out. They put her on meds, but the meds made her into this zombie, and the mother was like, okay, that's not what she needed. And then I guess the daughter finally talked it out and shared with the mother what was going on, and she was like, this is a real thing. And it's like, people will think, or even you might think you're going crazy.
Thank you, Christy. Thank you, because I can't tell you how many times, you guys, I'm so serious. I'm like, am I losing my mind?
Right.
What is happening?
You start hearing. I'm starting to. Like your antenna, like for me, I feel like my antenna, like you said, clarity is something for you. It's like my antenna is like, when you're close to the Wi-Fi and your signal is real strong, like that's what I feel. Things are more clear. Things are more like, I'm able to get information in quicker.
That means your crown is opening up real big. I always look at the crown as our Wi-Fi signal to spirit. I'm like, woo, girl, you got all the bars. And then I'm so glad you brought up like that awakening process, because I think there's two different types of awakenings that are happening right now.
Yeah.
Woo, child.
Ooh, let's talk about this. I'm getting
right. I mean, so let's talk about the there is a mass awakening into the world that we are actually living in.
Yep.
Of what this world is. Now the CIA dropped. I mean, y'all know I'm not a conspiracy theorist. That's me. But I do deal in what's in front of me. Like when I see what I see, and if our government has released research and documents that they've been doing about how this is a holograph and what the Matrix is, you know what I mean? So there is an awakening to that. And some people are still saying, it's like, oh, that's not real. And that's cool.
Yeah, let them live.
Let people be where they are, because at the end of the day, you have to, again, we're choosing. We're at a crossroads. For some people, that is too much. I am not in a space mentally or emotionally to believe that that's what the world is. And that's fine. So you have that. There's that type of awakening. Then with that awakening, there is the fall of government entities, banks. We're seeing what's really going on with our food, what's going on with pharmaceuticals. Y'all. So the
veil is unlifting.
Man. So there's that type of awakening, right? And that in and of it by itself is a lot. Because this is how it affects how we live our day-to-day lives. It's like we are literally, and the history books will be written about this time. And we're living it right now. We just can't see that this is it. We're in the moment. So just put that to the side, because that's a thing. And then you have people who are waking up to their divinity.
Ooh, child.
And then for those of us who are waking up to both of them at the same time, y'all bye. I'm out of here.
Let me jump out the basement window.
Like, what is going right? Let me jump out the basement. Because it's real. I mean, this is something. It's so real. It's like it's something. It's tangible. It's like it's right here. I'm feeling it. I'm experiencing it. I'm seeing it every day. And then there's also this part of you that's like, wait a minute. Well, now who am I? Because when you start to question and start asking more questions about what's going on in the world, inevitably, it's all going to lead back to you.
It just starts with one question, y'all.
And you're like, wait a minute, hold on. So, y'all trying to tell me I could for real create the type of experience I want to have? Wait, in this world is a what? So everything that's happening in my world is all created from my thought. Wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Well, if I can create my world with my thoughts, then wait, what is God? What does that mean? Who am I? You guys.
Man.
So whatever type of awakening, or if you're having both, that's just the awareness and the knowledge that exists. What we're talking about is the integration of it. Mm-hmm. That is different than knowledge of. Now we're talking about, what does this mean for how I live right now? How do I integrate this new knowledge into my life? You guys, we need to give ourselves some grace.
Yep.
You know? So what do we experience when we're going through this, Kristen?
Yeah. Because again, I mean, the integration is also happening on the physical plane too.
Yes.
So
it's affecting us.
It really is.
Our 3D cells.
It really is. And someone said that we have like over 40 trillion cells in our bodies. And so when we're going through this upgrade, the cells are releasing, things that we no longer need to allow room for more of what's coming in. So of course it's going to manifest in our bodies physically. So some of the things that you may experience is aches and pains, something that it was like, you don't have knee problems, but all of a sudden your left patella is hurting for whatever reason. But then like the next day it's like fine. Like it's just like these odd little
I was gonna say our friends like recently Shannon and Maja and Laura we were talking about this after the funeral when you going home and you had to go and while you were gone before you came back the cramps in their feet. Do you know how your foot will cramp and your toe will just lift or something and you can't do anything? You're just like trying to figure out how to make it go.
Gosh.
And so that's one thing that I know when people are going through. There's something that I've heard from a lot of different people, not just them. That happens. Like how you're laying in bed sometimes at night, and all of a sudden you just get a foot cramp.
Oh
yeah,
where
is this coming from? Now. Oftentimes, people can say, "Oh, you need
potassium,
right? You need water, or you need some salt or whatever." But if this is coupled with, and again, you guys, do what's best for you. But we're just telling what we've learned and seen and experienced. When you are going through something spiritually and emotionally, and then all these weird physical things start happening to you, earaches. Is stomach issues. Oh my goodness.
Well, I had some stomach issues today. And you guys, I went to the doctor yesterday too because I was just like, I don't know what's going on with me because just random stuff. If something comes up and you don't have an explanation for it, or the doctor doesn't have an explanation for it, you might just allow the integration to take place because it's happening with you physically. Girl, these headaches though. Yes. So I'm not the type of person that gets headaches. I'm not a person that gets migraines. I might get a headache like once or twice a year. But lately, I've been getting headaches. I had a headache like 2 days ago, and it was like this. It felt like somebody was pushing my eyeball, and there was just this pressure. I don't get headaches, but headaches is one of those things. And if you take medicine, it doesn't go away.
The headaches, and then sometimes it's almost like a migraine. And I'm not a migraine person.
I don't know what a migraine is. Like I don't know how it feels, so I don't know what's
not fun. No, it's like a headache on steroids, like for real.
I mean, I've had some headaches where I have to.
Like sometimes your eyes, you like closing your eyes, like everything is like I don't want to eat, I don't want to. Every sound is like, what is that?
Okay, I've had that, so I guess I've had a migraine. Sometimes we can have like bursts of energy, where it's like, okay, I don't know where that came from, and then sometimes it's just like that burst of energy. Sometimes it'll just be like, oh my gosh, I have no energy. You can go between the extremes.
Yeah. Now, I'm being funny here because, I'm being stereotypical about cancers. They say they were moody. But mood swings, y'all.
That was me.
And integration and upgrades and all. The mood swings.
That's been me.
The mood swings. I mean, it's, I'm like, seriously, I've had to ask myself, like, am I okay? Like, I was literally a puddle on the floor 10 minutes ago. And now I'm in here cleaning up and just and humming to music. Like, and it's like Chicago weather. Bam. Anybody from Chicago is going to know exactly what I'm talking about. We'll go through a 30 degree difference in the same day.
In the same day.
65 and 35. Same day. That's how the mood swings are.
Yes.
That's that Chicago weather mood swing.
There you go. Relationship changes.
Yes.
You'll have some people who are just, you might have some people that you're like real tight with, and then as you're going through these changes, all of a sudden they just vibrate out your life.
Well, think about it. As you are deciding and switching timelines, as you are aligning your energy to your divine self too, especially when you're aligning yourself to your divine self. Like, everything is energy. Who you are is what you attract. Mm-hmm. So if you are no longer vibrating at that same level, at that same frequency, that you have been, where, you have friendships at that level, and they're not, and if they are still vibrating at that level, you guys, it's inevitable. It doesn't have to be this dramatic, like, I'm done with, no, it's just, you have to be honest with yourself and allow yourself to be where you are and allow people to be where they are. And if you guys happen to vibrate and move and it's at the same time or same timeline, and they may not be where you are right now, or you may not be where they are, and it may catch up, but allow things to happen. Like, don't fight yourself.
Right.
Especially if relationships are falling away and you guys did, nothing happened. There's no beef, or, you guys didn't get in an argument. You can just see that relationships are just changing and shifting. Mm-hmm. Just be conscious of, like, okay, just let me see, what is this about? But don't beat yourself up over it, because this is about you. Focus on what you have going on. When you try to stop your own growth, thank you, or energy.
Evolution.
Right. Evolution, yes. You're harming yourself because you're thinking, like, I don't want to leave my friends behind. But how do you know that you are not the pioneer for your friend group? How do you know that how do you know that you're not the one that your friends look at like, man, Christy really just allowed herself to, I can see her transformation. I can see that she's in a different space. Mm-hmm. I want some of that.
Right.
But if you hold yourself back, you don't know who else you're holding back. You don't know that by lighting your candle, you light somebody else's candle.
Yep. All the time.
Hey.
So something else is, I don't know if I've had this during, like, the time when things are changing or shifting, but sometimes you'll have this feeling like you're missing something. Like, man, I feel like I feel like I'm not at home, and I miss home, or I miss
that. That's very strong for me.
Is it?
Oh my! I think we talked about this. I don't know if it might have been a couple of weeks ago.
But when you're going through, like,
yes,
really,
like I've had these moments where it's like I miss something, a place, like an energy, a spirit, and it's like. I know it. I know it. And I can smell it and I can feel it. And sometimes, like, I'll even get up, like, when I wake up in the morning, I look around and it's not my room for a second. I kind of, like, look again. It's like, I feel it so much that I miss it. Mm-hmm. And I will start crying, like, oh my God, I miss it so much. But in this 3D life that I am, it has not been this wasn't it, but I can feel it. And that's one of the more difficult ones for me to deal with, because I don't know when it first started happening, I just didn't know what to do with it. Yeah. So it's not like, it's like, oh, I miss that boyfriend. Mm-hmm. It's like, at least
like
that
is something, but I don't know what it is.
Right. At least that's like, oh, I can have a conversation with myself, figure it out, or even reach out to it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But this is something I can't.
Can't put your finger on it.
I can't put my finger on it, but I'm in it.
Now, I had that, not necessarily like during the upgrade, but I've had that feeling like I feel, like I know exactly what you're talking about. What else?
Dreams.
I've been having dreams, wild dreams lately.
Really?
Yeah.
See, usually I'm a dreamer. I haven't.
Usually I'm not. So when I do, I'm like, okay, something's different.
Are you writing? Like, are you remembering your dreams in the morning? Mm-hmm. You guys, I know a lot of people don't want to believe this, but oftentimes we're traveling in our sleep.
Oh, I know for certain I travel. I know I do.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Like, I know I do. This was recent. I mean, I've told you about one. But recently, I've been having, like, these very lucid dreams, and it's like I know for sure that I'm, like, somewhere else. Like, there's
lucid dreaming, you guys, for real.
And everything is like, it's very clear. The people, the environment, the things that I see, like the details. I'm like, I know I'm somewhere else.
So you know how and I know this will resonate with some people as well as with Chris. He said, You're dreaming and you are aware of the fact that it's like I'm asleep, I'm dreaming, and I am aware of the fact that I am dreaming, but I'm like awake in my dream. Because I've seen people, I've heard this, I would never do this but I've heard people say, like, when you're in those moments, you're traveling, do not ask what time it is or what day it is. They say do not do that.
Why?
I actually don't know. I probably need to do some research on that.
Now I want to ask. No,
because I've read some stories of people who said, I don't know why I did it, and
were they stuck or something?
It's like you get pushed out of the dream. Like, people get angry in the timeline that you are in. Like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to ask that. So if you are one of the things that would happen when in this transformative integration time, your dreams will change and alter, and you're getting messages. You will remember things vividly. And especially if you're not, like Christy said, she's not really a dreamer. So if you're like, I'm like, no, I was, there's something to it. And I think overall, though, with all of these, just remember, nothing, no, I'm going to go the opposite way. Everything has a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Everything means something. It all means something. And when it happens, we may not get what this means or what is happening right now. But I promise you, it has not failed me yet. There are a few things I'm like, I'm waiting to see how that comes along.
Mm-hmm.
But I have some peace in it because there's so many things where it's like, oh, that's what that is. So when you have those moments where it kind of comes together for you, there is that, we talked about this before, the spiritual kind of clarity,
mm-hmm.
but I allow it to happen and not try to push it. Just
right.
Like, I'm just going to just ride this wave. I'm just going to flow. So everything means something. That's just an overall, but keep going, Kirsten.
Odd sleep patterns. You might find that your sleep is off. Maybe you're like up until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, or maybe you go to sleep at your regular time and you're just up at like 3 o'clock.
Has your sleep pattern changed?
Oh no, I don't have a problem sleeping.
Now you guys, I go to sleep and I sleep. I wake up.
I sleep very well.
Lately, that's why this is today. That's why remember today I was just tired, and I was just like, when you called me earlier, I was like, I'm just laying in bed watching, because I didn't sleep at all last night. Like, I got in the bed and I'm sitting there, and it was like I wasn't tired. I was. And I had a full day. Like, I'm at this meeting. I was out and about.
Yeah.
And when I got in the bed, I was like, okay, it's time to go to sleep. I'm ready, and I'm like, ooh, because I love being in my bed.
Me too.
Ooh, the sleep wouldn't come, and I'm just like, okay, well, y'all want to talk to me? Like, I could not get to sleep, and I think I may have probably dozed off for like 15 minutes here. And the only reason I know. Because I eventually just turned on something to watch. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh, shoot, I missed a couple minutes. Now I'll go back and rewind. But so that's been happening to me. There's been, honestly, within the last 2 weeks, probably 3 or 4 nights where I have not slept at all at night. Then I get up. Jay has to go to school. There's things and I will go through the whole day. Still I haven't slept. Mm-hmm. And when I have, you guys, I talk about these naps. Although when I don't sleep I don't nap. Because I know if I go to sleep, I'm going to sleep.
That's a wrap.
So tonight, look, after we finish this, please let this sleep just come. But it's not like I don't know, it's weird. I'm awake. Yeah. I'm not like, it's not like I can't find a comfortable spot, or I'm literally just awake. It's like, what if, come on. Mm-hmm. And I keep looking, it's like, okay. It's 2 something. Like, oh my goodness, come on, man, get some sleep. If you go to sleep now, you get 4 hours. Come on. You know what I mean? I'm talking. It just would not come.
Wow.
I'm starting to. I'm getting excited because after we just ate, I'm like, oh, am I going to? trick myself into some itis sleeping tonight.
Right. Put some food in my belly.
Mm-hmm. Oh, speaking of food.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Food tastes different.
Have you all had this?
Okay.
Where there's like your favorite food.
Mm-hmm.
And you eat it and it's like, ugh, something.
Textures. For me, it's textures. I'm telling you, I'm like, this is not, I don't know what, this is not an apple. Like, I'm telling you, I would bite into things. I'm just like, ugh, it looks like it.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm just using an apple as an example because that's actually happened to me. But anything, like you say, your favorite food, it's like, it's just things that used to, like a treat. Like, I used to, if I get high, like some Twizzlers. I can't stand them. I'm like, I got me a bag of Twizzlers, and I was like, what? It's the same thing. It's just it affects me differently.
Yeah. Sometimes for me, if I eat some foods, will have like a metallic taste to it, or sometimes I'll just, for whatever reason, there will be a food that I am not accustomed to eating, but then all of a sudden I just like want it. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that might be a part of it too, but yeah, foods just they'll taste differently. It's like, no, I don't want it. Like my appetite's been off lately. I just, what's another?
Ringing in your ears.
Ooh, yeah,
buzzing. So one thing I will say this. Oftentimes, when your spiritual team is trying to speak to you, they're trying to kind of attune your ears to be able to hear. So sometimes if you're hearing a ringing or that, what is that sound? It's like that it's not a ringing. It's like that tone. It's like, and you can hear it in your ears. Literally just say out loud, like,
oh yeah, that high-pitched tone?
Yes, thank you. Can you just say out loud, I need you to adjust that so I can hear you, because I can't hear you. If you're hearing that, because they're trying to tell you something and hear you, and if you can't say out loud, change the frequency because I can't hear it. Mm-hmm. I know when it's happening, I'm like, oh, okay, wait, I can't.
And something lately, usually I'll get the ringing, but then lately I've been getting like this buzzing or like a humming.
I was just about to say that. Like, okay,
and that's new for me.
Okay, so you know how I describe like this. If you turn on a radio or something, and that first sound, that when you first turn it on, it's like a bang, and there's not, an actual sound, but it's
like a frequency. It's something.
Yes, but it's that.
Yeah.
Oh, and that can get annoying.
Yeah. Which brings us to sensitivity to sound. I don't know. Like, I feel like during these upgrades, I'm more sensitive to everything. Smells, taste, touch, sound. So we talked about this. I think it's been my experience that, and we're going through this moment now, but this has happened to me before. Through our senses, the way that we experience the world, when you are going through a transformation in how you experience the world, your senses are different. Yeah. The way you see, I'm telling you, your eyes, smell, like just think the 5 senses. Yeah. That's how we experience the world, right? All of that is different. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like heightened, like, and everything is, even cologne, like smells is just.
Oh, my daughter talks about me so bad. You guys, I say I'm already kind of like a little bit have a wolf nose. But I mean, as soon as Jay's like, Mom, nobody, where do you? I'm like, no, there's something different. What is that? Like my smells, I kind of was like, okay, you guys, look, I need to be able to walk through Earth. I do not want to smell everything.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I could walk down the street, I could smell what's coming out of people's houses, like different foods. Sometimes I'm like, okay, that's too much. Yep. It's giving. I can't breathe.
It's overwhelming.
Yes, it is.
It's overwhelming. It's like my I'm overstimulated, and it's just too much, which is probably why I like to just stay in the house. But
I mean, I really do feel like like it's almost like an animal when they're hunting. They can. It's like I catch. Oh my God! See, I just did it. I was about to say like I can look at that plant over there. You see that my plant right there, and I can say, man, I can smell that. I'm telling like right here, the smells are. I can look at something and know it. I can look at that fence and I'm like, I know what that smells like. That's different.
Yeah.
I'm like, and my cat River comes to me. And I'm like, River, kissy. And he'll just come and we kind of smell each other.
The faces they make.
Right. I'm like, you are a whole cat for real.
But something else that you may experience, and I went through this, and who knows? I don't know.
But this was today, too.
This was today.
This is real time.
Yeah, this was today. So I woke up. I think I might have mentioned that when I went to California and I came back, I was having issues with my allergies. I went to the doctor. I got some allergy medication. I stopped using it eventually because everything was fine. I was cool. I was Gucci. And then all of a sudden, it just like some stuff blew up. And then my eyes are itching and burning. I wake up, my eyes are swollen shut. My sinuses are dripping. I don't feel sick. Mm-hmm. My energy feels perfectly fine. And I go to
so weird. Your eyes are itching and draining. You're fine, but you don't feel sick.
I don't feel sick.
That's crazy. Wow.
And so like this morning, my spiritual team was talking to me, and so they wanted me to write some things down. So I'm writing, and as I'm writing, I think it was towards the end they were talking about like a release, and like now is the time to release. All of a sudden, my stomach starts feeling nauseous. Mm-hmm. So my stomach's starting to gurgle. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh shoot, and I'm not one that like vomits a lot. So I'm thinking, okay, I hope I'm not. And I'm like, this will subside. Well, it did not. And it got worse because, for me, the sign is the salivation. Like when the salivation starts happening, Christy, I'm like, go to the bathroom.
When your mouth just all
because
it's about to go down.
It's about to happen. Yeah. So I go to the bathroom. And it's nothing. It's just saliva. But then all of a sudden, I start purging, and there's nothing in my stomach. Nothing. And then I lay down for like an hour, maybe 3. No, I think I was in bed for a couple hours. It went away by 3 o'clock. Like it was gone. Mm-hmm. And
like nothing happened.
Like nothing happened. Just like odd things like that you can't. And maybe it was a 5-hour bug. I don't know. But it's just something that, on top of what's already happening too.
I was going to say, that's, like, yes, we have physical symptoms, things happen in our life. So how do you know it's not a medical issue?
Right.
We are specifically talking about when you know something's happening with you, mm-hmm. when you know that you're going through a transformation, when you know you are aligning, like, okay, I can feel it. I know what's going on, and it's not a medical issue. And so, like, do like Christy, because we're not telling you to self-diagnose yourself.
No,
be responsible. Like I said, do what's best for you.
I went to the doctor because I was like, I don't want to have this new strain of COVID that's out. I just want to be sure I'm good. So I went to the doctor, and she was just like, are the allergy drops for your eyes helping? No, they're not. Mm-hmm. And those suckers are extra strength. Mm-hmm. So for me, I think like a sign that it's not a medical issue, mm-hmm. when the medication doesn't work, doctors can't find anything wrong with you, and it comes and goes quickly. I mean, those are like, for me, it's like, okay, there's something else to this.
Pay attention to yourself, right. You guys. I think that's one of the major things here is be honest with yourself about yourself. Mm-hmm. Don't ignore it. Because, some people may be truthfully experiencing some medical issues that you need to go see a medical doctor for.
Yeah. And we're not telling you not to do that.
Medicine.
Yeah, and I don't like to take medicine either.
But, I would really have to be something like, okay, for real, I need to. So, but do you know your body? Mm-hmm. Like, that's another, what I can't stand? I feel one of the things I feel like what's been happening with our world and kind of this programming is that we don't know how to trust ourselves about our own bodies.
Exactly.
We've been taught that, so we have to go to. I mean, just about simple things like we don't know. You guys, stop and ask yourself, like, talk to your body because your body tells you. Hey, wait a minute, hold on, what's going on here? Let me sit down. Am I really feeling this? Am I rushing? Am I doing too much? Really pay attention to yourself. A lot of people get, also get clumsy during this time too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Tripping and so
bumping
be careful,
walls.
especially because it's eclipse season, you guys.
Yes. That's a mess.
And then Mercury is retrograde right now too. Okay.
There's a lot going on.
So, along with this collective awakening, again, remember 2 different types of awakenings happening. It's in the collective, and then energy from our planet's positions coming. This is a thing. So take your time with yourself. Give yourself some grace. I stubbed my toe. Oh my goodness, girl, I stubbed my toe.
Oh shoot.
Girl, that pinky toe at the edge of my.
That's the worst. That pinky toe. It's like you just want to cut that thing off, and
because you can't do anything but sit up there. I mean, Jade and I were. I was taking her to school, and I'm moving fast, and I hit that pinky toe. And I'm not a clumsy person, you guys. I'm very coordinated. I'm not a clumsy. I was walking down the steps, and I don't know what happened. I know how to walk down the steps. I promise you, I do. I didn't hit the. I don't know if I didn't hit the step right, and all of a sudden I'm on my butt. I was like, what just happened? I luckily I didn't hit my head or anything,
right.
But I just kind of sat there for a minute, like
the steps that you walk down every single day.
Thank you,
multiple times a day.
Thank you. I was like, that was weird, and I wasn't running. You know how sometimes you're rushing. I was walking. What just happened?
Yeah, I had a weird day the other day like that too. I was rushing. Well, no, maybe this was more of just me rushing, but no, it's just just things that I don't But I think it's important to be in tune with yourself.
Yes, that's the part. If you and I don't want to say clumsy because I think that has a negative connotation, but if you're one of the people who like hit the corners of the tables, and then you're like, okay, I do that all the time. But if you're someone that you don't do that, it's like, that's weird. Like all of a sudden I forgot how to walk. I don't know the dimensions around my home. Like I could walk through my house in pitch black and not hit a thing because I know my home.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about walking through your house with the lights on and you went into a wall. Like, what is happening?
I know. Yeah, that's wild.
So I wonder, so you guys, I think the takeaway is trust yourself. Lean on your own thought, beliefs, what you know about yourself. Talk to yourself, talk to your highest self, talk to your divine self. And if you feel like I need some help, we always tell you, you can go get Reiki, get a reading. Like I need some help translating.
Right.
What's happening right now is like, I know it's something. Maybe I don't have the language or the understanding to say it yet. And if I might need a little help, then, there are many different ways to do that. You can reach out to us. Mm-hmm. But I think the biggest thing is you have power over your life. Life is not, when you switch from that fated life to your destined life, life is not happening to you anymore. Now it's happening through you, through what you're creating. And if you remember, I'm creating this. So let me pause and see, what am I creating? What am I doing? What's going on with me? Like, oh, I'm transforming. Like, I hate to use the butterfly analogy.
But it's a good one.
But it's a good one.
I just posted butterfly and two queens today.
Wow.
Perfect.
And the butterfly literally turns into caterpillar soup. It dies before it can become the butterfly. And some of us may be caterpillar soup right now. Ooh. right. And some people are already, their wings are there and they're fighting out of the cocoon. You know what I mean? Like, you think about when you don't have the words to say what's going on, you start thinking, okay, if I'm going through a transformation, let me think about the type of transformations that I know, because a transformation is a transformation. Think about the butterfly. Yeah. Like, oh, I might just be caterpillar soup right now. Or if you feel like you're fighting, like, I'm almost there, you might be the butterfly that's sitting outside the cocoon after you just got hours of fighting to get out. You're just like, oh, I just need to sit here for a while.
Let those wings dry off.
Look at where you are in your journey. I mean, all of our stories have arcs, you guys. Come on, like, this isn't. Let's keep it simple for ourselves. So if you can't pinpoint it for yourself, I guarantee you there's a template in this life that you know that can help you further understand where you are in your life. That's my takeaway.
Facts. My takeaway is the same. Trust yourself.
Trust yourself.
And really tune into your bodies, because I think all too often we are so, and I'm one for this too, we are just so busy in the hustle and bustle of everyday life that we forget how our bodies feel, and we're not in tune with ourselves. So start really paying attention to your body and start really okay, that feels off. That's something that doesn't usually happen. But yeah, trust yourself. That's my takeaway. Bam.
So I'm actually not doing temple work this week because
no temple work.
Aren't you all lucky? Think we need to be still. I think the temple work is
be still.
Be still. Allow what is happening to happen.
Allow yourself to just be.
But Christy said earlier, the path of least resistance. Don't fight yourself right now, God. Please, that's the last thing we need, is to be fighting ourselves.
And that's a lesson I got to learn too, y'all. So, what is the message for the day? Message for the day.
Honestly,
Are you doing a card pull or no?
Oh yes, I was. Thank you, Kristen. I'm gonna do a card pull quick. I'm doing a Starseed Oracle.
I love this deck.
Me too.
It's one of my favorite, and it's so pretty. I mean, the graphics, the artistry. The artistry is beautiful. And the colors, it's so nice. It's like watercolors. It's beautiful.
I really do like this deck. And let's see here. Okay. So, interesting. Okay. I just pulled two of the from the Starseed Oracle. The first that I got, it says the Seas of Mintaka, and the message there is seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. And it's what we were just talking about. So, to me, what this is saying, if you are in the middle of a transformation, see the potential of what it is, as opposed to the temporary pain or uncomfortableness. See the potential of what it is and understand that what you are bringing to light is a different version of yourself.
Yeah.
I know I'm not about to read the book. And then was another one. It is Empathic Starseeds. And I love this. Energetic Sovereignty.
Ooh. Which is on point.
What?
We were just talking about that. Like,
yes.
Trusting yourself. Really.
Like, you got... as a matter of fact, I know we've done an episode on spiritual sovereignty. Okay? Absorbing what's not yours. So be careful. Damn, we just talked about that. Be careful not to take something with you that does not belong to you. Ooh. Energetically. That does not fit with you. Don't try to fit around a circle into a square. It doesn't work. That's not for you energetically. If you are now a triangle and you keep trying to force this square, maybe be the triangle. Okay.
Yeah, that was good.
So that's our quick little message for the day. Christy, what's our crystal of the week?
Achoo! It's that.
Bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know what is going on with this body of mine. But, okay. The crystal of the week is naturalite. The element of storm chakras. It's good for the third crown and etheric chakra.
Yeah, all of that.
So this stone is great to work with for spiritual activation and for ascension, which helps to build the needed energy pattern for the next stage of human evolution. And this crystal should be used with intention and sparingly until you get used and accustomed to working with it, because the energy can be very overwhelming for some. But it's a really great crystal to work with for opening one's visioning abilities and stimulating clairvoyance. And it will also help you understand your spiritual nature. And this crystal can be helpful in overcoming confusion about your path of service. Also, this crystal works very well with the brain, which is very interesting. So, physically, because the crystal works well with the brain, it's a really good ally for those with Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, or stroke, and can energetically assist the brain in compensating disorders. So I thought that was a cool crystal to share with you all. So that is the episode for today.
How long did we go, Kristen?
We're about 50. That's my number. 55. Yep, 55:44.
Okay. Are you serious? Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys. You know the drill.
Yep.
You know the deal. We love you.
Yes.
Thank you all so much for listening to Two Queens and Crystal Things. You know, again, follow us on IG. Share
the podcast with somebody. Say, you know what, girl? I was listening to these sisters, to these queens. You need to listen to this.
Come on, yeah. We appreciate you guys.
Yes, we really do.
And we'll talk next week. And you guys, just remember, show yourself some grace.
Yes.
We love you.
Light, peace,
love, and soul.
And soul. Bye, y'all.